What is up, YouTube and Spotify? Welcome to the Applink, our bi-weekly podcast where we talk about all things Digimon TCG, as well as other bits in between as well. So, as you can see, today is just so far me today. I always say so far because you never know what and who is going to pop into our podcast episodes. I do like to keep that kind of like mentality and freedom of it, as just adds a little bit of surprise factor and creativity to most other podcasts. That at least I know. So, as per usual, we're going to be going through our phases, starting off with. Oh God, how do I forget? It's like there's a moment I try to talk about them, I tend to forget them. Either I'm so bad. Yes, we're going to be starting off with our market watch. So we're going to be going through all the cards that we feel like our top three, as per usual though. Cards going up, cards going down, things to be looking at, things that you might want to be buying, and things that you might want to either buy because they're good or buy because they're currently cheap and they could go up in the future. So all of this could be for various reasons. Then we're going to be going into our top threes for today, and I kind of like tried to. We have some very interesting questions, which is our usual end phase. And I wanted to try and keep the theming around that. So our top three of today is going to be our top three favorite formats. So I might, obviously, as it's again just me for today, I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Yeah. So again, as it's just currently me for today, I might bring this one back up later on, just to get the other guys' opinion on what their three favorite formats are. So I'm going to be going through what my three favorite formats are as of the past, and that would be for again our top three for today. Our main topic discussion, I kind of don't really have one, so I might just ramble on about stuff. I'm not sure exactly. We just had locals just this past weekend, as of recording this, so I might go and deep dive as to what I was playing, what I was seeing, and that kind of thing, and what kind of like changes I might make up to the current deck I'm currently playing. So I guess it's just kind of like that kind of thing, like a dive into the format, I guess. And then in the end, it's just going to be our questions and answers. And we got some very nice, interesting ones here, which I might bring up again at a future point, just to ask the other guys who in future episodes. So with all that said and done, let's dive into our market watch for today and see what's on the market. And we're back, Tamers, with our market watch for today. So again, this could be for various reasons: cards going up, cards going down, cards to be looking at, and cards to buy, and cards you might want to either hold or sell straight away. To start off with, I'm going to be going through Nezamon as the Shambhala decks are doing quite well today. Quite well so far in the format, which I quite like. They're very interesting decks. I really actually do like playing off against them, which I'll dive probably a bit more into in the main phase. But the most popular one currently is the Toho Brave kind of style deck. But in all honesty, Nezamon can go in effectively nearly any of them because of how generic she is. I say she, I don't know why, but anyway, Digimon are gender neutral. So yeah, I quite like it's a very flexible card, and not even like Shambhala decks are looking to use this card. Our good friend Shane. Oh, hello, Joe. we're just doing the podcast market watch so far. If you want to hang around, completely up to you.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm just talking about Nezamon as my first pick for today.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, once somebody goes out there and wins like a regionals with SW, I'm sure the price will jump a little bit.
That's it. Well, I'm saying like the price already is like it's already going like around like 5 each, which I'm not even. Was that like when you picked them up? would you say that was kind of like the range that you
Uh,
were kind of looking at?
that's what I paid for them when I picked them
Oh,
up,
okay.
but
So I
I
guess.
also I overpaid because it was pre-release prices. So it
Oh,
was
fair.
like I was that was like the market price was lower when I picked it up.
Okay, so it has like
So
slowly crept up, which is very interesting.
yeah, I mean, looking at card market, there's only four for less than £5. The rest all over, and then if we look at like UK lowest, like it doesn't even exist as a card, which is great.
If you put yours up, you can pick whatever price you want.
But yeah, yeah, if you
um,
look at the graph, it's kind of about £2 more expensive than it was.
I see it. So
Kind of, but
it has steadily
this
gone
week
up.
is really when the price has gone up.
I mean, it's just such a good card. Like it just goes. I was saying, it goes into anything essentially, as long as you can branch from black or red. Like you can just slap it in almost anything.
Yeah,
The decks that it's already in, like the Shambhala, both the Shambhala decks are just doing naturally well with it.
I
Um,
think you can also look at it like how good was Magna X for how
mhm,
long?
mhm,
Like that deck was relevant for a very, very, very long time.
mhm.
And this card is effectively just a power crept, more generic version of Magna X.
Mm,
It doesn't rely on armor form being in the inheritables. It honestly kind of has better colors.
yeah.
I think red is far more popular than blue.
Mm.
Generally speaking, I might be pulling that completely out of my ass, but
I think definitely lately the game has kind of like most players. I think like I won't say most. Like a few players have slowly more merged towards like the red kind of like style and that red coloring.
yeah. It has like way better keywords. I mean,
Mm,
rush, piercing, very good. Collision is obviously really good because of its all turns effect.
mm.
However, the all turns effect is a little bit stinky to trigger
Yeah.
proactively. Magna X obviously very very good because you can play the game at your own pace,
Mm,
and you know, if you're the first one out, you can still get your immunity, you can still get your DP buff, you can still get your unsuspend.
mm.
Nezamon is like you're only getting the unsuspend if you're playing at your own pace. You're
Yeah.
not really getting any of the other effects,
Yeah.
the immunity or the DP plus, which is okay. Um, you know, I like we went yesterday to locals. I played SW there. You didn't need necessarily the immunity. There were a few games where Nezamon did a ton of checks for me, never saw immunity, and was still on the board at the end of the game when it, you know, when it wins, because you are just pushing a lot of pressure. So it kind of doesn't matter. But people have been putting it into all sorts. I mean, Shane has put it into his red hybrid deck. It seems to be
Yeah.
doing really well
Exactly.
there. I really wouldn't be surprised to start seeing it just if we ever get like a good red deck, it
Mm.
will probably just play this because it's hilariously generic.
It's
It's
just too
just
good.
it can be a little bit harder to search, I guess, for some decks, but
If you
you
have
know.
those boosts, those trainings, you can do. You can get you can get your hands on it eventually. Bless you.
Yeah, if you're still one of those nerds running like the color based boosts, I mean, what?
Who does that anymore?
Yeah, it's like
Oh dear. And that's why I think it's £5 is a very good price range. I feel like
honestly a
I
steal for this
it is
card.
on yeah.
I would.
You can't you can easily argue that like you're getting more bang for your buck with Nezamon
I
right now.
mean, I would be surprised to see it disappear too soon. As just a useful card.
Hmm.
The annoying part of it is, you know, like obviously, when did Hoodie come out now? It's like less than a year old, right? It came out
Oh
just before
yeah,
Christmas.
yeah, I think so.
Um, and I would have said when Hoodie came out that it's like, wow, that deck seems really future proofed. That deck's gonna be good for a very long time. Like, uh, but then, you know, obviously the ban list came through. I think without the ban list, it probably still would be around at full force. I don't
I
know.
think so. I think so.
But Nezamon I think is nice because it's you can't hit it with a ban list.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not really
like you'd have
locked
to
to
hit.
anything. You can
You'd
like,
have to hit it really, because
yeah,
it can just go in anything. I mean, we were joking about putting it in your Gamamon deck yesterday, but I actually don't even think it would be bad. You know what I mean? Like that's the
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
Like I was joking, but I wasn't joking. Like it's
Yes,
kind of
exactly.
just good, right? Like you
I
could do
was
it.
I was joking, but my facts will still remain the same.
So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you can plonk this thing in anything. It's just that good. So definitely, if you can pick yourself a few copies, either online or just at your locals, definitely look into grabbing some. I've just like
I mean,
sold
for our
like every
European
Nezamon I
viewers,
have.
unless you're like in Germany, it's not it's not a lot of stock.
No.
All the cheapest stuff is in Germany right now, except for like 2 copies in Portugal and 4 copies in the Netherlands. Everything else is like German for some reason. If you want below £6,
Hmm.
everything above £6. I mean, it's still mostly. Then it goes to Spain. Spain has all the expensive ones. Spain seems to be doing what the UK normally does, where they're just like scalping the price for no
Yeah.
reason. Specifically for Nezamon, I've not really seen that with other cards. Maybe I've just not looked at the Spanish prices enough, but
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny how that works. Alright, we're gonna move on to my next one, which I picked this one because of recent reveals, and I just don't see this card not becoming even stronger thanks to the new Knight Kirotmon, and that is Monarch Lizard Final Judgment. Like this dual card is just in general just a really good card, and if you don't have some yet,
yeah,
and you play any of the colors it can go in, primarily green. Yeah, definitely pick some, but you might want to even start waiting if you want to, or see if you can get like a trade for it because the average for the standard, I believe, is about just under €10. So you're probably looking at about like £8-9, which I think for the card that it is, it's a pretty fair price, especially if you just want to pick up a single copy to put it in anything. Um, but if you're looking to pay or play Beat Break in the future once the Kyotmon and Prissimon line gets more introduced into the game, definitely don't wait too long to get this card. The fact that the new Kyotmon got revealed today that can use dual cards from trash is just what? Okay.
oh no.
We're doing this now.
Is that what we just got revealed today? I haven't
Yeah.
even seen the reveal.
The new Knight Kidopmon is. I. To be fair, I knew this was going to happen at some point, but yeah, this soon. Trashing 2 bottom face down cards from under any retainers, you may use an option card with a glowing dawn trait from your
Oh my
trash with a
god, that
cost
is
reduction or
insane.
2.
So then if you know that one of your like
2 face downs.
dual
Yeah.
cards is in there, you can just trash it from the tame and then use it immediately. I
Yeah.
was thinking, to be honest, like weirdly, I think I might have had a similar thought to you yesterday,
Mm.
if by the sounds of it, where I was thinking about Beat Break as a deck, and I was thinking it's like, you know, it probably would do really well with a little bit of trash interaction
Yeah.
because of the way that you take things from under the tamer and then put them in the trash.
Yeah.
So it already had a bit of purple, didn't it? Like in the
It had
unit.
a
Um,
purple level 3 where you can grab things back from trash. So
yeah, so it
we
wasn't like it
already
was
knew.
unheard of. Yeah,
Yeah, we could already see like the how this guy's line is going to be interacting for the deck for you. It's just like, oh, this guy's going to be playing everything back for you, and that kind of thing.
yeah,
But this level
and then
4,
just the
just
new level 3 is weird as well. Being
yeah.
able to like specifically grab a purple beat break and then just like any glowing dawn.
Yeah, it follows in
So,
line with the booster sets green and yellow ones where they do the
yeah,
same thing but for their colors.
it's
Um,
kind of funny.
so it's definitely a theming that they're kind of going with, which I quite like. It kind of like adds
Yeah,
some form of identity to that character. where it's just like, oh, I grab my line's color base, and then I can like double hit with everybody else, which is pretty cool.
Having that like ability as what as just like a main effect as well, like just main
Mm.
once per turn, like not even like a when digi or anything
Yeah,
like that. Like you can
it's
just get
so
this guy in
freedom.
raising, push out, and just be like, yeah, go for it, buddy.
That's it. I could do something else, and before I
Because
pass
the draw one, trash
boom.
one, sure, right? Like, because you could
Mm,
theoretically draw one, trash the option you want to use, then use it.
mm.
So you're not really punished. You're just getting a draw one. But then, like, if you know you have it under the tamer already, like, you just put him in raising. Like, it's
That's
like
it.
there's literally no need
I
to
I
eat
can
the draw one,
definitely
trash one.
see this being a main deck stable, and because of that, it's just gonna
Yeah,
amp
I think it's
all the
insane
prices of the
because
five
you're just going to
duels.
be so much less scared to like load
Yeah,
your tamer, right? Because now that
mm,
you know that you can use your most important pieces from under it.
that's it.
Um,
I just need uh, I just
I
need
guess it's a little rough
savers to
where
get
like
to
if you want to
status quad.
use the level 6 options, you'd have
Mm,
to have another level 5 if you wanted to arts afterwards.
yeah,
But you know what? We've only seen the first two. You know, the 5 might do it as
the
well. Do
five.
we
Yeah,
do we know the 5?
we know what it is, but we don't know what it does. So
Okay, so yeah, for all
it
we
is
know,
a
the
dual
5 could do a
card.
very similar effect.
Yeah. We know that the
Yeah.
five's a dual card. That's just most that we know, and I think it's just an SR as well. But
I'm not
definitely,
sure. I'm not sure about the general theme being that you're like doing a lot of like draw one trash one with the new purple side of things. Because the new tamer seems to be in there as well. I
yeah,
really think this is just going to be better as like a it just goes in the deck so that you can make use of the stuff under your tamer, right?
yeah,
I don't even unless they give it some really crazy purple engine like that can really abuse the trash.
mm,
I don't see you like indexing into like using that tamer. You know what I mean? Like, does
yeah.
that tamer even really make sense?
The
I feel like
tamer,
you just
I
get better
don't think.
tamers.
Yeah, I think you just naturally just have some better tamers. Um, I did see like a funny thing on Facebook where like someone took the tamer and scribbled out everything other than the all turns when a Digimon's deleted. Suspend, draw one, trash one, and like this is what purple players are looking at.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah, I can see
it
that.
could it
Just
could just be used generically for purple.
anything.
Yeah, it's not
Uh,
really like that makes sense. So
yeah,
Monarch Lizardmon
it,
definitely one to watch.
I can definitely. I'm even looking at this from a Millennium on aspect of just. Oh, did my guy
Stop.
just have to die? Oh, cool. I'll just tap this draw one trash one. All right.
You know what? If you're being cheeky right now, the
Yeah.
V2, like the graffiti street art version of Monarch Lizardmon,
Yeah.
is only £20 right now.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
I feel like that might be a bargain to grab while you
Mm.
can. The V3 is very expensive, but
Oh yeah,
honestly,
no.
if I'm being real with you, V3 does not look as nice as the graffiti street art one. That one looks way cooler. I don't know what
Mm.
people are on with the price difference there. But, I mean, I guess people just like, yeah, they should pay for rarity, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. They pay for the stars, and there you go.
For artwork. I mean, the V3 is objectively like, well, I shouldn't say objectively, but like, it just doesn't look as cool. Like, it's less creative, that's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely. I think you're right with the 20 quid for the V2, especially if you know you're going to be playing this deck for a while. Having that somewhat small investment into like a rarity bump for a card that you like. And if you also look at it, it's just like, well, if I just sell my standard art, I'm only paying like
Well, you
twice
could
the price that
probably,
I
if
just
we're
sold
being
my card for.
real, you could probably buy some of the V2s now if
Hmm.
you're holding the V1s.
Yeah.
And then when the price for the V1, you know, like inevitably goes up a bit, then you just sell it
Yeah, you just sold that
like a
off.
bit later, right?
Yeah, you could
Because
probably like.
there's no way if it's getting another wave of support, the level 5. This is like it's the. I mean, I guess they could power creep the 5 and fuck
Hmm.
us, but I feel like this one's too good to be power
The
crept,
fact that
right? Like already.
Yeah, and the fact that you already know in the next set you're not going to get a new Monarch dual card already because we're only
Yeah.
getting dual cards for the other three characters because they haven't got a level 5 dual card yet.
If
So we
I'm
know
not
that Monarch is
mistaken,
like the namesake of his one. Like, he is the one until they eventually give everyone else a second one.
because people are still using the starter deck Monarch as well, right? Like at the
He
moment.
is like in and out. Some people play him, some people don't. I know
Yeah.
Reese doesn't play him. He only plays the Murasamis. The only Monarch he plays is the Door card, which I can understand. Because the Murasaris are just too good that you need the space for those. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, he is the dual one is your
The
Monarch.
BT25 Murasami, right?
Yeah, he plays four of that, and he plays one of the starter deck. I think one or two of the starter deck ones.
Yeah, so I guess
What
the
that?
question is, what do you think's gonna get power crept first? The jewel card or the Murasami,
I
right?
think,
Like,
yeah,
probably Murasami,
I
I would
think the
imagine.
Murasami.
So it's like if you're thinking about like which level 5 has more staying power, it's probably the jewel card.
That's
So
it.
and the Murasami, you can kind of tell which one's better because the Murasami's like 2 pennies. I mean, it is a rare, which means like it's never going to be that expensive, but also
No,
like it's a rare, so it's only ever going to be so strong.
that's it. It's only gonna be a strong
Uh,
for so long. But yeah, the
yeah, because it's nice because it gives you the like you get to use the thing reduced by 3, and it has alliance.
mm,
Two very very nice effects, and it has a really good end of attack effect as well.
mm,
So you can pump quite a lot of damage with this guy.
yeah,
I mean, theoretically, it can enable the OTK, right? Because you
yeah,
swing, you have alliance, you then get sec +1, you do 3, you get an unsuspend. Then you do another swing, that's the next 2, and then you swing for game.
mm,
Um,
pretty much.
so it can go crazy, but still somehow I feel like it's maybe more likely to get replaced. I don't
He
know.
will, yeah, he will definitely be replaced. The
Because
starter
he's
deck one is just
crazy if
niche.
you can just beat past your opponent without like resistance.
Yeah,
Like if you catch your opponent slacking, he just wins you the game on the spot sometimes, right?
mm.
But assuming your opponent isn't just gonna stand there and like
Let
let
you beat them
you.
up for a bit.
Oh my god, what? You know my samurai jewel matte sleeve thing that I was using on my deck yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just saw that like literally in the search results when I was looking at the Murasimon. I saw that set of sleeves in there going, and somebody sold it for £74 the other day.
What? Okay,
Maybe I
well
should sell my
there's
sleeves.
an
Is that the
honourable
market
mention
watch?
for you. If you have those sleeves, sell them.
They
For
must have been
anything.
like limited edition or some
They
limited
must
run or
be. They
something.
must be. Yeah. How
That's
did you
so
get?
funny. I just picked them up at Birmingham Game Expo a couple years ago. I was like, oh, these look nice.
Oh, I guess
Bought
yeah.
'em.
Maybe this is a Game Expo kind of like thing, like a special
I don't
limited.
know. I don't think
I
it
don't
was
know.
just for that, but they were because it's just Dragon Shield. They must have just had them like as a limited run, but
Probably.
they are nice. We gotta
There
take
we
better
go.
care of them though. Maybe we should oversleeve that one.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you should. Right, we're gonna move on to my final pick for today, and that is Susanomon from EX12. Um,
Uh, uh,
£35, bruv. Oh, guys, for standard arts, get rid of them. If you have these and are not using them, maybe it's best you get rid of them.
you
Um,
don't understand how mad I am that
you didn't get them for £15 when they came out.
no. It's how mad I am that I have like I missed it by coming first yesterday. I could have had the fucking I think it was the V3 what
V2,
was it?
which I think is going for
Yeah,
about like 40 at the moment,
absolutely
or 50,
depressing.
something like 50. I think no, I think it was like 60, which is absolutely insane. Um, yeah, this card is too. This card's very strong. Primarily, I believe, used in the Toho Brave style of Shambhala.
I mean, if
Um,
it can be used in SW, someone explain, because like I
we
couldn't
don't
figure out why it
see the
was good in that
reasoning
one.
for it when you have the Goku already. But so I feel like for this card, you have two options. You can either, if you have them, especially if you have 2 star and above, you sell them off now, make yourself some good money, or you can wait until 26 comes out, or wait at least until we know what the tamer does, um,
Yeah, I really
and
don't know if
see how the
Susanomon is gonna
tamer changes
be.
Susano.
I don't know if it's gonna age well or if it's gonna age poorly, because I feel like it could be one of those cards that, like, as they put more stuff into the deck,
Hmm.
it like maybe then it just becomes too much of a pain to
Yeah.
to fit it in. I mean, it feels like it's really strong, right? In the Toho Braves variant,
Yeah.
it feels so good. But is it gonna see play in anything else? Like, I almost wonder, like, I think its price is gonna rise and fall with that deck, right? I just
Yeah.
don't. I know it is technically a generic card,
Yeah, I remember
in that
saying
like
when it
it
first came
names like
out,
a million different things, right? Like,
it
what's all the
names a
different
lot. None of its effects really rely on you being at all Shambhala or hybrid, which is very nice for it. It's just all color
Yeah.
based, which we're a color based game in general, so it just naturally has synergy with pretty much any deck. It can evolve on any color. So I was saying like to all the guys, it's like, dudes, you can just throw this thing in anything. Like, there's no
Yeah, because
reason why you
but
can't
it
just
can
do
also
that.
evolve on, like, because its assembly works in hybrid or Shambhala,
Yeah,
but then it evolves in TS as well. You can
yeah,
shove it on top of any
exactly.
like level 6 TS, and then you gain
That
like
synergy.
raid blocker, a quick board clear, because it's not like your TS stack doesn't have like a bunch of colors in it,
Yeah,
right?
you've
Like,
at
you're probably
least
gonna have
got
like a
2 or 3
decent.
colors in there.
Yeah. So, and then you got your crazy nice when attacking effect. Uh, yeah, which just
It's just good. It's a very good card. For what it is, I'm not surprised it went up in price already. I did not expect that it would just essentially double in price. In like the first
yeah,
nearly 2 weeks of the set being out, which is a bit crazy. So take all of that information, um, and all I can really say is don't buy this card yet. Um, if you really want to play Toho Braves, try and make a deal for a trade for it. Um, but definitely, if you have any of the star ones, I would definitely look into selling them, or again, at least wait until we see what the tamer does for the deck, because the tamer could literally just change the whole way on how we use this card, and like maybe even for the better. Um, those are my 3 picks for today. I don't know, Joe, if you have any cards that you feel like people at least want to maybe looking at, keeping an eye on, but those are my 3. It looks like he might be busy. If he hasn't, when he comes back, if he has anything, we'll pop that out later. But we're gonna jump into our top 3 for today, and this which is gonna be very interesting that we have a +1 for today. Our top 3 formats that we've played in this game. So we'll catch all of you tamers there.
When you have to face a fight, be strong, give it all your might.
And we're back, tamers, with our top 3 for today. And our top 3 for today is going to be top 3 formats that we have played in this game. We'll get. Oh, there he is, he's back. That's just what I was about to mention you. So I don't know if you caught that joke, but our top three for
Yeah.
today, yeah. Um, so this could be for various reasons. This could be for like if you just naturally enjoyed the format that it was, if you enjoyed the way deck building was, the decks that you were facing. It could be for various reasons. It could be like because this was the first thing that got you into this game. Like it could have been. It could be for even that kind of reason. But um, we're going to dive in. I don't know if you have one to start off with, Joe. Or do you want me to start off with?
The one that comes to mind the most for me
Hmm.
is BT15.
Okay.
Um, like that era. I
Right.
don't really know that it was specifically like just BT15 or whether there was kind of like a bit of the time around it like that kind of followed.
Right.
But that sort of time, I remember having a lot of fun with the game around that point. That was when I was really having a good time with jumbo chess and like, trying to fit
um.
aces in and doing like the whole spit out of five then ace and all that kind of funny stuff.
That's quite funny because I have a similar
But
one.
just before Valcase was dropped, like
Hmm.
that kind of time gap there.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to know, at least for my picks, I've gone for the format structuring that you'll find if you scroll through past formats on Digimon website. This is just usually the website I tend to go to for looking for how decks are doing in certain formats, and this is kind of like the format structure that I've gone for the English format. For UJBT15, according to them, it's just its own thing. So, like, whatever happened in BT15 just came out in BT15. So, um, I do remember that one being quite fun. I have a similar one which I was gonna save till second, but I'll mention mine now because it's kind of like similar reasoning. I had BT14 as one of mine. Um,
Yeah.
I just really liked the subtle introduction to acing that the format had to it. Um, I remember the first wave of aces were like just naturally pretty good. I know Metal Grey one is like defined as the most disappointing one. I still find a way to make some use of it, but this was like back when I was playing Blue Flare a little bit more primarily, and then like things like Zulamon Ace just felt very nicely added to that deck. It just added extra. It was an instant change to how people wanted to play the game in terms of like declaring attacks. It just added a little bit more of like not drastic strategy to it, but it just felt like a subtle instant like it made you quickly second guess before you initially like declared any attacks. Like the moment that kind of like format started properly, it was just like I had to. Oh, hang on a minute. What levels have you got? You got some fours lying around. um, it was just a nice kind of like free format. It was. I felt like there was just a lot of decks. I might be wrong to some players, but I feel like there's just a lot of like decks that people were like playing out, trying out. Lots of things that are doing quite well, at least on a locals level. Um, I know Mirage was still quite rampant, like big competitively, but it wasn't a deck that it couldn't be beaten. You felt really proud if you did manage to find a way to play your deck and take it out in a game or that kind of thing. Um, it felt just like a really nice strategic. I know Appy was bringing this up as well when I'm trying to bring in old format locals to our area. And he thought instantly BT14 was a good format. It's just like a lot for like similar reasons, just like strategy with acing, lots of decks that were played. It just felt very strategic. I think he mentioned you as well for chess. He's just like Joe can be happy with chess. So I was just like, yeah, no, that kind of works. There was just a lot of good like deck creativity kind of like thing going on with it.
Yeah. No,
And
it makes a lot of sense.
yeah, and I think it kind of like ties into like 15 as well. I think 15 it didn't change too much. It just kind of like added a little bit more. I think. Um, and I think thankfully we also didn't have to deal with a Pokemon unlike Japan's.
Yeah, I think we had a bit of a smoother time with that part
Yeah,
of the timeline than maybe like international players had.
yeah, definitely.
Because we had the fixed ban list, and we
Yes.
had it like the first week, so people couldn't
Yeah.
even be bothered to really try a Pokemon because they were like,
No.
well, why am I gonna buy 4 of the secret rare if we know it's getting banned in a week?
Yeah.
So
It was
I
like
think that was good.
that's it. One of the few things that Japan having a format before us kind of like helped and fix for us, but unfortunately for them. Um, right. Do you have another pick for
I
formats
mean,
or?
I think for like if I think EX7 BT18 probably makes the most sense as my second pick. If I'm remembering correctly, this was EX7 was where they released the 3-cost Shoto, right? The one that can give blocker.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, the most success I had like ever had in the game was in that set. So I think it makes sense to say that like that was probably one of my top sets. Uh, I don't know that it was like the best time to be playing the game ever for a lot of people. I'm not sure if it was like historically looked back at as like a really good time for the game, but it was the time when I was taking competitive, like playing competitively, like pretty serious for the first time, I think. Like I was getting really into the competitive side of things. Um, so it kind of,
Your
yeah, I
phone.
think it was
Your phone was ringing.
just like a time period that I
Yes.
remember quite fondly, at least. um, we've lost the other Joe. Oh no. But I don't know if you had any fond memories of EX7 time period, but I
EX7.
did.
If I just bring up what that set was. Um, but yeah, all the things you were saying. I was listening at the same time. Um, just had like the phone ringing in the house. So EX7. I think that was just the introduction to Liberator. Um, and like the revamp of essentially Dragon Links. Are kind of like my biggest takeaways from that set as a whole, and I guess Three Musketeers. Um,
Yeah.
I thought, and I
Also,
don't.
the Hexabar came out in this set, which
It
I
did.
mean,
It.
kind of went on to be a very fun card that like kind of defined the kind of blue dominance meta along
Hmm.
with Mirage, right? Like those two cards kind of went hand in hand for a little while in
Yeah.
things like Galaxy Toolbox.
That's it. I was actually about to
Um
say that when the moment you mentioned Hex. So I think around this time, the Mirage, if I remember, Mirage got put on the ban list somewhat just before or within the format. Um, and it really did. It did change a lot of how like certain decks were being built, how certain decks had to interact with each other and that kind of thing. Um, the addition of essentially yellow puppets and um, green vortex was nice and interesting. We just got introduced to the not scapegoat. Um, it was the actual word vortex, the keyword vortex, and what was the yellow one?
Overclock.
Overclock. That was it. So people were like
Yeah.
figuring out how those interacted with the game.
Which, looking back, was also maybe the beginning of the end in terms of like everything now just plays the game at end of turn timing. But back then it was newer to us. Like
Wasn't
it was a fresh new thing that you could just keep going. And it was like kind of fun. Like
it? Yeah, until like decks got like a bit more constructually built. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now we're doing this, especially with Overclock. I feel like Vortex has kind of like been fine. I don't
yeah, I mean
think like you
Vortex is
can't.
fine, I think, because it
Yeah,
requires you to have to hit into a Digimon, right?
yeah,
I know
like
they have their
it's.
cheese of being able to be like, actually no. I'm just gonna go like
But it
not.
takes at least like something else to be on board. Primarily, I feel like mostly a tamer half the time with the other Shoto, but like you can remove that Shoto if that's being a problem to you, so you got a ways to stop it. Um, I feel like Overclock though, like if I were Bandai, I would definitely like maybe want to re-look at that kind of like how that keyword is worded.
Yeah.
um, maybe add a once per turn to it. But it's definitely that's you. It was a very interesting format. I did quite like it. Um, it was it was probably my favorite format in terms of me playing Galaxy Toolbox. So I have some like good memories with it for those kind of like reasons. I remember taking because this was still in the time where like I don't know if it was this time or if it might have been like a set later, but like Royal Knights are still pretty good. Um, but no, I quite like this format. The addition of Dragon Links as well is like or the addition of the upgrade to Dragon Links is definitely something like we've had some good funny moments at least for our like store events where like the cards that came in this set just feel like, oh, okay, that's how we can use these guys. Just, you know, I can put these in any red or black deck, and that kind of thing. Um, and I know we've had some players like just enjoying Three Musketeers, and like some of the cards in the set like definitely are stains at a time. And it also gave us NSP, which is just received some really good support, and I can't say no to that. Um, But no, I think it's a good format. It definitely was. Sometimes the good formats are the ones that like introduce something new, and it's like it's the first time that thing's introduced, so it's kind of like it's at its most comfortable. So like how we were saying
Yeah.
before with 14 and 15, they're like the intro to aces properly, and so like okay, like these are nice cards. Like we can like tech these in, we can get used to them and that kind of thing. Like interact with the players in from like a new aspect, and kind of like this did something similar with the whole keywords of vortex and overclock, and it's just like oh, okay, cool, right, that's how it's working. Oh, that's why this deck's got like a little bit of edge to it compared to other decks and that kind of thing. It's just subtly way of getting to know these kind of like play styles, and I think it's pretty good. It was definitely good. Um, I definitely did enjoy it. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
hmm. My next pick is going to be what was going to be my first one, um, and it's a simple one, but it's I liked it because of like the deck creativity, and that is just literally booster sets 1 to 4. um, Now I did take 5 out of it in terms of like how again Digimon meta is like allocating it because I feel like BT5 was like some it felt like when you look at it something very different.
The
So
hybrids
like,
were first thrown in, right?
BT4 was when hybrids were first introduced, but it was only through the vanillas of Aguni and Lobo.
Yeah.
So that was our first introduction to the term hybrid for game, which was something that was really cool. BT5 was kind of like I feel like to a lot of players whenever I try to like bring old formats back into into locals for like fun events, side events. They were like, oh, BT5 was introduction to things like Lord Nightmare, I believe was BT5, and that kind of thing. So like to them, it kind of like took a big turn away.
Yeah.
Like a like not like as in turn away as in like oh they didn't like it, but more like it was a big like jump into like something. Oh, we got like a tier 1 decks and that kind of thing. Like it was a very hard format to play in. But what I really liked with 1 to 4, and it sounds like it may not sound much maybe to like new players or like really like old players, but I loved how like deck creativity was. You looked at a lot more aspects when trying to build your deck, um, as opposed to just like essentially. Again, not to sound like negative about it, just like here's a deck that Bandai has made for you. Like you go from this, you enter this, you put all these in it, and essentially here's 40 cards that Bandai has made for you. Put the last 10 cards that you want. With like 1 to 4, it was just like Bandai was like, here's a bunch of cards in this color. Go make something out of it. And we've
Yeah.
given you one evolution line. Like, and sometimes that one evolution line isn't always great the way that they made it. So, like, and you have to like pick what you feel like is good for you, what's good for your environment, what's good maybe for that colors play style that you feel like, oh, okay, if I take this out and put this in, um, I can get to my main point much faster. I can play around what my opponent's doing. Um, this was kind of like I know blockers have now come back into the game, which I'm quite glad about because I remember back in like maybe like midway through this game's lifespan, I was thinking, dude, where are blockers? Like blockers just don't exist anymore. Like no one's putting these cards out. But back then,
Yeah.
you had these 2 cost blockers. Later down the line, they introduced 1 cost blockers. But then it was like an interesting way of looking at them as well because they had their own uniques. Like, oh, this costs 2, but it's 6,000 DP as opposed to this one which is 5,000, which can get around certain bits of removal that like some colors have. So you got like that going for you in deck building. The fact of low cheap vanillas was always on people's mind. It's just like I can have this card which has a good effect, but then I can have this guy which is just like a little bit stronger in DP wise and only costs 1 less to evolve, or maybe 2 less to hard play, like if you were in that kind of scenario. Um, it was just a really interesting way of deck building. I looked back into I made some old style decks, 1 to 3, because of this. And I had a few games with our friend Lewis, and it was so much fun. And it was just so much fun to deck build as well. Like going through all these old cards, thinking, okay, yeah, I can see where like all these vanillas really do come into play, like these 2 cost drops, memory setters being like used, but not like you don't have to like look at tamers so much. Tamers maybe only took like 3 slots in your deck at the most. And option cards. I know we're getting option cards back into the game now with dual cards, but back then, bro, if you were playing a red deck, you had to put 4 Gaia Forces in your deck. It's just like you just sometimes need a way to remove a body. It may cost a lot, but like, bruh, bam, it's gone. Build it again. And that kind of thing. And it just really like took the pacings of like blue decks. It's like boom, 7 cost Kakai's worth, back to your hand, pal. Just like do it all over again. Um, it was just so much fun to play and deck build, and of course it's got merits for it being like, oh, this is when the game first got introduced and that kind of thing, so it has that merit going for it. But I really wanted to like talk about the how everything was made. Like colors had identities, keywords were kind of like stuck to certain colors as well back then. Um,
I mean, technically, that's still true today.
Yeah, you still got some of it lying around,
It's
but
just
like,
that, like, everything has so many colors that they can just do all the keywords, but
yeah.
they are technically
Mm,
locked to the colors for the most part.
yeah, like even back then, like I felt like back then, like security tap plus one was primarily a red thing, and now every color has tech plus one somewhere, and it doesn't even have to be part red for some of it. Um, like jamming used to be the blue thing to do, and now, like again, like everything, you could maybe get some form of access to it, but it was really I really enjoyed it. It's just something that I would love to sometimes like go back to, and we'll get that probably at the end with the questions of answers. Um, but it was just very fun. I feel like if you have a lot of bulk as well, um, and you've got just some mates hanging around, you can just like make cheap decks out of this with all of your bulk. Get some penny sleeves, plonk them in, penny deck box. And so here we go. Let's just have some fun. um,
Yeah.
I might have to get you into it. So you got into this game very late. I say very late. You
Well,
got
BT
you got into
11.
like yeah, like I would have probably said you got into it like BT8 because of like the starter decks with Imperial.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, but I was playing that during BT 11's
oh,
format
okay, right,
because
right.
I got those decks. I got those decks in around New Year's,
Oh
where BT
yeah,
11 was the relevant like set.
yes,
And
yes.
then the literal next product I bought was a box of BT 11, and other than maybe some singles to upgrade my Imperial deck.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was fair. It was yeah. So like
Hmm.
kind of late, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at how many sets are out now, we're at, what, like 25, so
Yeah.
a little over half the game's lifespan ago now.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Although I think they've been padding releases with more EX sets since then,
Yes.
so it's probably a bit more than it looks, but
That's it, yeah. The EX sets, we definitely been getting a lot more than what we used to. I think like when the game was starting. Um, right, do you have a third and final format that you just really enjoy? That is
So
just
I've
like
got
memorable to
down
you?
here, funnily enough,
Mm-hmm.
after EX7 format, the next format I quite liked was the EX8 format. Um, which I think is probably my most controversial opinion, because I think
EX8.
EX8 was probably not a very popular format for a lot of people, because it had some of the most toxic decks to ever exist. Uh,
So they got this down as EX8 plus the two sets
18 and 18,
to merge us with
right?
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like around that sort of time. So the specific time I remember for it
Mm-hmm.
was doing back-to-back regionals around this time, and I think it was in this set. I could be wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I went to do back-to-back regionals. I went to we went to one in Glasgow, and then I went with some of the boys to Amsterdam for another
Mm-hmm.
one. And I think it was Amsterdam first, and then Glasgow the week after. And this was like right when the ban list had hit Purple Hybrid. Like this was these two events happened literally like this. The first event happened, the ban list was announced, and then the second event happened, but the ban list wasn't legal yet. It was going live like the day after that
Mm-hmm.
tournament or something ridiculous. Um, and I just have really fond memories of like playing the game around that time again as well. Like we went to two regionals kind of back to back, two very fun trips. Um, seeing everyone hanging out. It was a good vibe. And I was
Mm.
playing my silly Imperial toolbox top end that was
One
just
of
like subbing dragon mode for Zephyr. For medieval, sorry.
Yeah.
And then the fighter mode was the
Zephyrwargames.
Zephyrwargamon Ace.
Yeah.
And then
What
I
if I
was
just
also
took
running,
those two and put them in green? Ah, this is what they
yeah.
become.
But then I was also running like Hexablau and Invisimon as the blue
Yes.
side. And I just remember that deck being like a shit ton of fun, and it completely walled Purple Hybrid, which was completely dominant at the time. And assuming I could get my Invisimons off properly, it like could do a decent job of walling
hmm
Royal Knights. Unfortunately, my runs were all ended by Royal Knights players, so that went well. But
The plan was there. The plan was there. Because I had a similar thing with Galaxy Toolbox. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, Invisi just says no to Royal Knights. It's so good.
yeah, like it did a pretty good job at it because
Yeah,
it could really stop them doing some of their bullshit.
it really
Some
could.
of it they could still just do anyway, but
Yeah,
it was helpful.
it
A
made them
nice
think.
early Invisimon really screwed them up, I
Yeah,
found, because it really fucked with their ability to play properly. And then if you could hexablow those Royal Knight, the main dudes, it
yeah,
was
the
quite
cool
good.
boys. Yeah, get those out of
Um,
the game.
yeah, so keep the cool boys away. Invisimon to just get rid of things. Like, yeah, it was pretty nice. There were obviously they had some good counterplays to it as well, which was a bit rough. You just had to be kind of quick, but at the time this was like the quickest I think Royal Knights has ever been, so it was a bit of a
Mm.
rough time to try and be outspeeding them. But it was a fun meta, and I really enjoyed like trying to figure it out and building fun stuff and doing fun stuff with the boys. Although looking at it, like it had some of the most egregious decks to ever exist. I mean, like Purple Hybrid was like running rampant here. You had Takamika running rampant.
hmm
He had Tau Loop apparently had like been
Oh
shown up
yeah,
as well. Um,
yeah. That
he
that
had
was a deck.
Peri Minimon like existed doing kind of like the beginning of its. It wasn't there yet, but it was it was showing its face as like a deck that could go hard.
Mm.
Red Hybrid was doing quite well. This was also considering I'm taking this as like just before the ban list, so you still had Mother Shoto running around, but now it had access to Medieval Gallantmon. Yeah, there were some
It
pretty
was
crazy
good.
decks.
It was good. I actually,
Uh,
looking back at it,
oh, Gallon X had just shown up
yep,
as well.
Gallant
Um,
finally became a good deck.
yeah, and then proceeded to plague us for an entire year. Maybe a bit too good.
Who knows? It'll get
Because
better.
it
It'll get
got
better now.
disgusting. Galaxy Toolbox was still obviously very popular at the time as well.
Yep.
You also had the weird like purple hybrid Beal Star version of Mother Shoto that was like kind of just insane and did probably too much as far as I'm concerned, but was a thing people were
Hmm.
playing.
But you had some
Uh,
creative decks, like
Mirage
speaking.
hadn't been hit at still at this point, turns out, so Mirage was also still being played. There
I think
was a
Mirage was at 1
lot.
back then.
No, I'm looking at
Is
a
it
list
not?
right now from that format that's got it at like 4, so
Oh, well, okay.
yeah.
Okay, there we go then.
I think Mirage got hit in the same ban list that
Yeah, I
hit
think it got hit
yeah,
like,
the other stuff.
yeah. Um,
God, is this wait, hold on. Did my Otis one? No. There's just some madman that did get my Otis one to work, but that wasn't when my Otis came out. Okay, I was like,
nah.
there's no way. I was just looking through. I saw my Otis one finished. That's like first place, but it's like shop event, so okay, yeah, it makes
Okay,
more
there we
sense.
go. Yeah. You had
But
some creative decks in there as well, like how you brought up Purple Hybrid. I remember people cooking around with Purple Hybrid of Pokemon, which was a very interesting way of playing that. I was like, okay. Um, it was for a format that had a lot of cards that were like back then people were like saying they were very toxic for the game, like Medieval Gallantmon. People were saying like, no, this card's too good. People were like hating on Hex. Like all these very strong cards that a lot of
yeah,
people
I mean,
had
people
like at the
hated
time had some
medieval at the
distaste
time.
for it. It was a very diverse format for what it was. It's like there
I think it
was
was a lot of fun.
there was a lot of decks that people could play. Like it wasn't. You had some that were like arguably to some players were like the deck to beat, but like a lot of decks could take the tools to beat it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very memorable format as well. Yeah, like you listing it all like made me remember it. I was like, yeah, nah, oh, this is good. I thought
Yeah,
this
I
was
think
good. This was
we
good.
had like a really, I think also like for us specifically, like the London scene around that time was also just like really popping.
Mm,
Like Jamie was really pushing, and he hosted his like winner box tournament at Darksphere that got like
yeah,
tons of people to show up,
that's it.
and we like live streamed it and stuff, which was like a lot of
Mm,
fun. We had like a bunch of regionals that were like accessible to us at, like really early in the year that like worked out well around that
mm,
time. And I think we just had like really good locals turnouts for like the whole beginning of that year, so it was
yeah,
pretty good.
it was another format that like helped people get introduced into the game. I think as well. I think it's
Yeah,
because we as these formats were happening, you had like the Liberator comic still going around. Like it was still running, so like a lot of people were getting like finding out, oh, these decks, these are things, and then like you come to the locals, and then you shop at a locals with nothing to play or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm reading Liberator right now. I'm like, oh, great, Liberator just got some support. Here you go, you know,
yeah,
and it really did help get people into like playing this game. Um, I know a bunch of other people at our locals are like people who I met because of Liberator. So like, and it's this kind of like format that kind of like helped get them into and still keep on playing. This is really really good.
yeah. That was a lot of fun around that time, I think.
Mm, like it was another format of like really good deck creativity, I think as well, because there was so many good like tech cards and cool tools that you can use, things that just had like odd synergies with each other. You can like mix and match with them. It really did just you saw a lot of spicy text, I think, in that format. I think as well that kind of like defined how like certain decks would be like made in the future and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, like it's because of this that you can't build Galaxy Toolbox without putting Hexablau to a side for you. You're just like, it's still a good card. I could still use this. That kind of thing. Um, no, I like that one. That was really good. That was a really
I
good
actually
one.
see a lot of parallels to that set and what we're playing in right now as well.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's like it's a time period that I think is still going to be very controversial.
Mm.
I think a lot of people are like unhappy, but I think it's like I think it's a high point within a sea of like it's a rough time right now, you know. Which is kind of what I'm seeing this set as well. Like the one we literally just got, the
hmm
EX12. I think it feels like a high point in a within a low point, you
I
know.
think it is. Yeah. I don't think I felt personally more happier in a format till now. I mean, like, yeah, there's still decks that can just be like frustrating, but that's just like,
I think
like,
this year I would agree with you. I think I've definitely been more happy with formats in the
oh yeah,
past.
definitely, definitely. But like, when I say like in a while, I mean like the
Oh,
past,
okay,
like
okay,
maybe
okay,
like
okay.
two, 3 sets maybe or something like that. You know, like this one has felt very, very relaxing. Like, obviously not as relaxing as we've had in the past, but like you can breathe a little bit at times. Like there are some decks that do
Yeah,
push it a bit faster, but like you get those decks that give you an adrenaline rush. Like, oh okay, like I gotta try and pop off now, that kind of thing. Like to stay in the game, that kind of thing. But that's just like how the
yeah.
games are done. But
Like I'm enjoying. Like I think at the moment SW feels like the kind of deck that you can spend a turn just creating something that's like it was cheap to establish, but
mm,
is a little bit annoying for your opponent, and now they have to like they just have to jump through a hoop and kill it,
yeah,
and then it bought you a bit of time to get your real setup going, and you're
mm,
progressing your actual win con because now you've got like another 5 in the trash once they removed it, and
yeah,
like you're. you're still making a bit of forward progress because maybe you got like a chip swing in while you were doing the annoying thing. But you're just giving yourself like a bit of resilience to some of the like more OTK style stuff. Whilst you're doing that, which is kind of nice. So yeah, it feels good. And I think some of the other decks in the format can do similar things, where they can just create these little annoying bodies that, you know, on their own aren't going to win the game anytime soon, but can stop your opponent from doing that, and
That's
just
it.
kind of keep the game a little bit more fluid. Also, I think because a lot of those decks exist, I think we've started to see people build decks that like do take a little bit more setup, because the game state generally feels a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So they're like taking advantage of that fact, and they're just like playing decks that require like 1 or 2 more turns of like just doing stuff before they're gonna pop off. This might be a very R local specific thing. I don't know if this is the case like throughout the world right now.
I mean,
But
that's
at least
that's
playing in where we
yeah.
play, that's how it feels.
I mean, formats are a very personal locals kind of like thing. Like, obviously, we've spoken about ones where we've included big events that we've gone to, and that's like added extra more memory to these formats and added more to it. But a good chunk of a format, when you look back to it, is just like, what was my locals like? It's like, what were people playing that in that time era that was like that I was just seeing a lot. And you look at it, it's like, well, what decks was playing to counteract the people that I was facing off against? So like, locals are a big part of like what defines sometimes a format to you. Like, one of my biggest memories of a format was going to was like BT10, like with Blackwall Greymon and that kind of thing. BT8, I think it was BT8, BT10, like around that time. When he got introduced, and I was just going to what my locals was at a time in How on the Hill. To anyone, I don't know if anyone's listening who used to go to that. It was a small one, but it was like two of my mates, they just opened up a geek retreat there. And it was like where I met people like Tamas and that kind of thing. I had like friendly rivalries, and it was a very fun, memorable format because of the locals I was going to and that kind of thing, like the decks I was playing and the people I was playing it with. And sometimes you just want to jump back to that and get those memories again. You're like, oh yeah, I just want to, yeah, that was fun. Let's just do that. But no, it's really good. It's really fun. But yeah, no, very good points to that one. I did like. It's so many when you look back at it, and you try to like look past sometimes like the decks that were people like complaining about, and you look around it and you're like, actually no, it was good. it was fun. like we did enjoy a lot of these kind of like style of things, and I think that might be the reason why I'm struggling to get people to narrow down one thing that people enjoyed, because it's hard to find that one thing that universally maybe a lot of people enjoyed. Maybe I'm only looking at a small group of people, and only asking somewhat a small group of people. But um, there's just a lot of good things to look at, I think, for these formats, and it's like you've picked really good ones so far. I really enjoy all of them. The ones that I wasn't even looking at, I was like, yeah, actually, no, that was good. I enjoyed that. Um, my last one is EX2 to ST10. So this was the introduction to DNA. um, Probably right now a hot controversial pick for this game's introduction, but I thought back then it was good. um, Like, when it was just the Imperial starter deck and it was just the Mastermon starter deck, um, back then it was a very interesting mechanic. And like, I mean, I guess you also had boost the the Imperial booster set back then as well, which if I bring up, I believe my brain always just jumps to um, booster set A. I don't know why I'm always looking at this set in my head. Because it is. BT8, adding the other DNAs to this game as well. So you got your Sylphiumon in the set, and you had your Shakumon in the set. Bless you. Both of those probably not as defined as the others, but this set also introduced the armor deck into the game, which quite a lot of people did like jump on and enjoy. Back then, hybrid was still strong, primarily mostly yellow hybrid. Um, which looking back at, I actually did enjoy facing up yellow hybrids. Um, I thought it was really really fun. Um, but I enjoyed it again, like booking like what I said previously. It's just like sometimes a mechanic introducing time format um, is probably like there at its most enjoyed. Like people enjoyed when a thing first gets introduced, and something else has kind of like leveled its way into the game, that kind of thing. So you could probably like in this case, you could probably say like all the hybrid mechanics have just now they've integrated themselves into the game like they are where they are is probably like at their peak. It's where they are at the time, and then we're introducing something else on top of it. It's like, cool, now this needs to now face this new thing, and how is it going to see play and that kind of thing. I think out of the two, Imperial was obviously you could argue that Imperial was like the best of the DNA decks back then.
I mean,
Master was still
I
good.
don't think it's an argument, right?
Yeah, probably not. But Master was still fun. I remember like my friend Steve was like trying to was getting into this game. He started off with, as I always introduce people with, like Greymon, and as he played more into this game, he definitely got into like the Mastermon mechanic, and it was very fun playing off with him against that. I believe Tamas was also like one of the Mastermon players back then as well. But then you had like all the people who were playing like the Imperial deck. I just naturally get all the things anyway in this game, but playing playing around with that mechanic was very fun back then. Um, I remember trying to like fit DNA into things like Gallantmon because this was also when EX2 was just coming out. So you had like all your support for Gallantmon, that kind of thing. I was trying to like make red, yellow Gallantmon a thing in my spare time. um, and then this set probably introduced, in my opinion, still like one of the best DNA cards in this game, being Chimeramon. Like that card was like the ultimate tech tool for pretty much any deck, which I thought was really really fun. Um, I remember playing a Black War list that teched Chimeramon in, and you just utilized the starter deck Geo Greymon for security Digimon. And you're like, time to get back into the game. It's just like, I want that one inheritable from that one Metal Greymon. It's like, how do I get that again? Chimeramon. Just load it back. Get that effect again. It's just, it was just such a fun thing, like format to play in. I just really had some good memories with. Um, I don't know if you caught any of that format at all, or if you remember playing like decks that kind of like came from that era, and if you enjoyed
Um,
them.
other than, the starter decks, not really, to be honest. Because obviously, I picked up some starter decks in like a random shop while we were on holiday, and that was how I found the game. But other than that, no, I didn't really touch that format.
I think if I want to go back and see if a certain deck was in that format, but I believe it was.
I
So I
remember,
think we had no, it was this format just before it. because
I
the
mean, I remember
format just
Steve's first
after.
time one was nasty.
Yes, I remember. I think we all played at
But that was
D20.
after it got the support in, like, I think BT12,
Mm-hmm.
maybe BT11. I don't remember what set it got the support, but it was when it got the support was I remember it popping off.
Yeah. The format just after, I think this will probably be my biggest honorable mention, but the format just after was BT9 in the introduction to X antibodies. Probably still my favorite mechanic in this game, if you can call it a mechanic, is X antibody, and our favorite insectoid Grandis.
Grandis
Grandis. with,
Chad.
with 4 copies of promo. Oh, that deck was fun. That was such a fun thing.
Yeah, that guy went
Um,
hard.
yeah, that deck was just so good. Um, it was so much fun. But I don't know if there's any honorable mentions that you have. But I can't think of any others. But I think
No, I think
this.
that's. I mean, I guess other than maybe the set we're in right now,
Mm.
like, as honorable mention for EX12 being like, Bandai seemingly, I think, stepping in the right direction. I mean,
hmm
it's maybe too early to say, but it feels like they're doing sort of like
I think we'll
they're
find
making it
out
fun again.
with 26. I think because you have like your intro to like maybe what Bandai's trying to do with the EX, and then like the next set is then you sitting there. So it's like, right, have you learned your lesson?
Yeah,
Does 26 continue what you are trying to do?
yeah. I mean, I worry that it might just be like a little high spot, as I've said before, within like a less fun era, but we'll see. They have
We'll
time
see.
to prove us wrong.
That's it.
um, I hope they do.
So far, I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything too egregious with 26 because it feels like, um, and I think it's because 26 might be okay, and it might be because it's going to get flooded with Atmons. And I think this might be the time where some people might thank the Atmon floodgating a booster set because they can't fit too much more. Because when you look at it,
Yeah,
we're going to have at least 9 slots dedicated to Atmon cards.
yeah. So it might be nice in a way that it like lets you chill.
Yeah, because you've got 9 slots for Atmon, you've got all the data squad cards that need to fit in there, and it seems like they're doing double lines for this set, which is very interesting. Being Ravemon and Rosemon, and you got the 3 lines for Beat Break. And then you're gonna have to have some Shambhala, and you got some TS cards in there, and then like your Shambhala tank. And I don't know if they're gonna put any Shambhala cards in there as well.
Yeah,
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to see like what I guess Pluto like. Does Pluto actually change and improve TS to the point where like TS is dominant again, or if we're actually going to have starter deck support? Which I'm always happy if Bandai is like, oh, okay, let's make the starter decks really good. Because then
yeah,
you had your cheap intro to that. It's like, okay, cool. I just need to pick up those starter decks, and then I can just get these cards, and that's it.
yeah.
It's something
I
that
hear
everyone
you.
can essentially enjoy, which is pretty good. Star Trek format's always fun, actually. I quite like those because it's budget friendly.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, that's really good. That's really strong. Where do you get it from? That product over there. That £12 investment could be yours. um, well, yeah, I think we're gonna jump from there. Actually, I had one more question because it's going to be like a on the spot. If you had to quickly jump into one format, play that for a week, what it's going to be?
I had to just play any format from the
Yeah.
past for a week.
Yeah, one format, quickly, boom, what is it?
I'd probably actually enjoy going way back to something like BT6 and
Oh.
just rip something that I never played before.
Ah, that's an interesting answer. I like that.
Yeah, I don't particularly know why I feel like that would be the case, but I just feel like that would be cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. I think that's a really cool idea. I think mine would be quickly just BT6. This was like the Bond era. I never really properly because back then I was only still just like a collector in a way, and just being like that little nerd in his bedroom, just building decks, cards where he's not actually making use of. But like, they got his favorite characters on it, so it's like, oh yeah, cool, I'm getting all this. But I never like properly played it. Like I was keeping up with it with like the YouTubers back then and that kind of thing, like Mario,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. But like I never actually got to sit down at a locals and play it. I think it was maybe still like towards the end of COVID era, so like not many locals was actually happening. But like things places like America and Canada, obviously, like they had like their way around it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that would be really cool to just like jump in and actually be like, okay, cool, let's do this. And the bonds were cool. Like you can't go wrong with the bonds. But like back then, people were like, oh, blue Gabu Bond with 4 ice walls, too good. I'm thinking, yeah, I can see that. I can see that being annoying. But you know what? I
Yeah.
want to try that annoying. I want to try that annoying error. See what it's like. Right, I think we're gonna jump into. Um, I think we're gonna jump into our main phase. I didn't really have a topic for the main phase today. It was literally just gonna be me, probably like a small bit of rambling, what's going on with locals and that kind of thing. um, it might be a small main, and we'll just jump into the questions and answers as well. So I might just merge them into two, and I feel like, we'll answer the question now, and we'll get a good discussion out of that. So we'll catch all of you tamers there.
I don't know that I have an answer for that though.
That's going to be interesting then. So we're back tamers with our kind of like joint thing because we haven't got long for Joe here, so I kind of want to get like a good answer. Well, see his answer for the questions that we have for today. So we're going to jump into the questions and answers first, and then we can go and merge the main phase in with it and just have like a good old like more friendly discussion and stuff. So. Alex has 2 questions for us, so thank you very much for Alex. If you have any questions, you can post them down in any of our videos descriptions. Just say I got a question for the next episode, as they're doing, which is a very nice way for me to then notice, what's the question and what's just general discussions. But also, if you're listening to us on Spotify, you've got comments you can put down there as well. So they have 2 questions for us. The first question is, what would your next booster set idea be? And the next question, which kind of was like the theming for our top 3 and everything for today, which was, if there was a previous one set only format, which would you want it to be? To be fairness, we can also include promos, but no BT or EX cards outside of the cards. Oh, in that set. Okay, so it's even better. Okay. They had examples of, I'd like to jump into BT11 as I never got to play in that format, try out those cards. But also, playing BT1 with memory boosts and trainings could be kind of wild. Personally, yes, I think that'd be really hilarious. So I guess in that case, from when I'm reading it, it's different to what we were saying before.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought it was, where it's just like
Yeah,
you just
it
get to
kind
play
of
a set
feels like
like pre-release, but without
yeah,
the pre-release rules.
I guess yeah. So Yeah, what
I'm trying to think what was like a really good self-contained set that had like a lot of interesting decks.
hmm.
And the funniest thing is, it probably is going to be an EX set because I think the EX sets have the best like they just printed us a full deck recently.
Yeah, EX sets
Um,
tend to be that kind of
like
helpfulness to that.
you could
Yeah.
argue the EX12, for instance, like just printed like what 4 decks. So if you said EX12, you'd basically be playing today's meta, but like minus a
Yeah,
couple of the other decks, like
yeah,
right, like it'd just be uh like our locals recently basically was that, right? But
yeah,
just for
pretty much.
the 12. So I'm just trying to think like what set introduced some fun decks. I mean my go-to answer immediately off rip is like BT13, just because like that's where all the chess cards came from. Um And like maybe without the luggage of like older sets, like it could be even more fun to play. Like
Hmm.
because somebody might actually build like tribal jumbo Gamemon, and I don't think Shine Grey had like enough cards to like really make like a full deck out of it
What set
in
was
that
that?
set.
BT
BT13 because it was relying on the
13.
EX set for the base level stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of funny. I could see a world where.
I mean, BT13, you're also just getting pretty much Royal Knights as well.
Oh, true, true. You would just have Royal Knights there,
You do
but
just
but
have Royal Knights running around.
Royal Knights was kind of reliant on some old cards, right? Like it needed some stuff,
No,
if I remember correctly.
no, unless you're playing like tech tools, but even then, like the tech tools that I saw, it's like some people playing like Marcus and that
Uh,
were also in this set as well.
so I guess that's the issue is you would just have full
Yeah,
power Royal Knights in that set, so it'd be probably quite boring. I guess that's kind of the issue with single set format though, right? Is there's always one premier deck in any given one, so you'd
yeah,
have
you
to
got
kind
like
of
one
try
or
and pick like
two.
what set's premier deck wasn't completely ass to play against.
Hmm. It's
So
interesting, isn't it?
it
Um,
is. I'm struggling to
I like
think what
this.
it
I
could
like this
be.
question. Well, I'm like skimming through all the sets like one by
Uh,
one. Because part of me is like, oh yeah, cool. I'll just play like BT5 for example with memory boosts, but because then I have like Greymon and stuff. But your best Greymon, as in like War Greymon, as in like BT1, and your best level 4 is in the starter deck. So you're like, oh, okay.
yeah, it's a bit.
um, this is so hard. This is Jeremy. I thought this would be like
It's a genuinely hard
an
question. I feel like we should have been
answer.
given this question like a week earlier to like really ruminate on it because
And we did.
I
I'm
I
terrible at
actually
looking back at questions.
I actually
So
kind of
like
have no clue
recording.
how I would even attempt to answer this one. Um,
Looking through
very interesting.
BT6, BT6 looks pretty fun. BT6 was introduction of the Bond cards, but you also had Jesmon there. Um, you had Gundramon in this set. You had your green with, I mean, green's not. I mean, green gave you Aosmon, so that could be pretty cool. Um, using promos like Aosmon with DGO could be pretty fun. I think. Um, you got BT7. What was
Hmm.
BT7? Oh, BT7 was introduction with the hybrid. So you got your hybrid decks with like promos and that. And it also introduced Chaosdramon for the first time. Yeah, Green Gacha. Oh, Green Gacha. Green Gacha. That'd be funny. We also spoke about
It's a hard one.
BT8.
It's a hard question.
BT8 with your Imperial and Black 4. Ooh, that might be my top pick. It's like a memorable one. BT9, you have your Magnet X, but you have Magnet X with only kind of like Patamon helping you out with your armor forms. Got, I guess that's one this set.
Yeah.
Um, so I think if I were to go down to a format, if I were to pick two, like one as a format I already, one as a set that I already know I would enjoy with the additional promos, and one as a set I feel like it could be very interesting to play. Um, I'd go for the set that I know I would enjoy with Boost, as in like just a set. Is it if we're reading that question correctly? I'd jump to BT9. Um, because I got like my two red X decks that I can play. Um, you got like your Alphamon line you can have like fun with. You got your Dexterugam
Yeah.
online, and that kind of thing. So I feel like I could like sit there, and you got Death X as well. Like Joe's like probably favorite level 7. his iconic staple.
He's
Just
fun. I
I need a
don't
50th card. Oh, let's throw Death X in there. That'll do.
know. I just think he's kind of a cool guy, you
He
know?
is a
Like,
cool guy. He's so cool.
I don't know what
I
to say.
I think that would be really fun. Um, but I think if I were to like pick a set, um, it might be. I think it was going to be. Well, you know what? I think it was this one. Was it this one? I was skimming through. I was like, yeah, no. I think it might be. Oh no, no, I knew it was. I knew it was. No, it wasn't that one. I had it. I had it. BT6. I think I'd play a booster set only BT6, and I'd literally play Aeosmon with Digital Gate open and see how well that does. I think that would be pretty fun playing the deck of just like, oh, I have 28 cards and they're all the same. just, just, just Aeosmon. um, but I could also like have fun with it because I know the Bond style Aeosmons were quite popular back in the day. So you'd have like the Agumon and the Agubond and a red egg just in the Aeosmon deck, and you're like, that seemed pretty fun. It's a shame I didn't get to like go to our locals and just be that guy who plays that jank coming around. I think building that with things like uh, again digital gate open because you're playing white cards and that kind of thing. I think that could be really interesting. Part of me kind of like wants to do that. I don't know if you want to join me on that, Joe. Just like go go through the bulk now that I have them all in set order. Just go, huh?
We could try it. We've
Just
done
have
weird ones
this.
before.
We've done red ones before, yeah. And just have this pile. And I was thinking for promos, we only have promos that literally have the promo code on it. So like I know we call things like, oh, starter deck Magnamon was a promo card. We called it a promo card because it's not like in the actual bulk of the starter deck, but it hasn't got that promo code on it, so we wouldn't actually
Yeah.
include it. I don't know if that would like limit it down to be like, oh, that's kind of like more entertaining, that kind of thing. Otherwise, you could just pick like BT8 with all the armor cards and just throw starter deck Magnamon in there.
No, yeah. Um, it's a toughie. But yeah, and I think if I had to pick, I've been thinking about it, or I've been trying to think about it.
hmm
I think I'd probably go with EX7 because I think it'd be really funny to just have people be forced to play um like a weird Liberator deck. Because I don't even know that they really printed enough cards for you to play Liberator properly. But like I
I
think it
think
could be
you've got
fun.
like I think both of them just got like one evolution line and that was it. Because most of the set seems to be taken from NSP, um, the Dragon Links, No, I guess like each one because you've got the Impmon heavy metal line in here. Yeah, those were the three characters from the set from Liberator. Really? Was it just those three? And like the others got into a different set? Oh, okay. Cool, so your picks for Liberator. Oh no, no, because you got the Liberator Hexablaum line as well. Okay, okay, I can see this one being quite fun. I can see this one being quite fun. I can see, I'd probably go with like a free musket dragon link deck. I think it could be pretty funny.
I think it's like weird enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I mean,
seems pretty fun. I like that.
I haven't looked at it hard enough to make sure that like it's actually like a thing you could even legally do. Like I don't know that they even released enough cards.
I mean, you can make decks for sure. Whether they'll be
Yeah,
good
I think
or
they're just
not.
gonna be weird.
I think because it's an
Um,
EX set, you'd be very condensed. You'd probably have like a lot of decks. So a lot, like if you took this to a locals and had this rule at locals, and you picked this set for everyone to do, probably like most of people's decks might be the same. Um,
yeah,
as opposed to like a BT set, you might get a bit more jankiness out of it. But
I think
it's
weirdly,
funny.
one of your most coherent colors might just be blue.
Yeah,
Um,
because
weirdly,
blue never tends to like be too spicy or like too condensed. Blue always
yeah.
tries to be as generic as possible.
Because I
Like,
think we already had the starter decks, didn't we? So like I think the Orisa line and the Zephyr line were very much just supposed to like
here's
buff
one
that,
more three,
right?
4, 5, and 6. Yeah,
But like technically, yeah, because you only got like one rookie for
yeah.
for it, which is the green one. I can't even remember. Do the Grand Galemons and stuff like do they evolve on Liberator
No,
or no? They literally only evolve on.
nothing.
So
They
you're like actually this is
specifically
like
did it so that nothing in Liberator evolves off Liberator trait.
yeah. So you
It's
might be
always
like
been funny that way. I'm like, I can see why they didn't want to do it.
you might be a bit screwed
But
then. It might be a bit of a crap one because like you only get one green rookie and there's
mm.
like so you'd have four rookies. So maybe this is like a terrible one, but also maybe that's just crippling enough where like everyone has to just play like stupid. Um, like you might have to play like a dual color deck where like you actually can't even Evo on your other half.
You
Because
might
there's
have
also
to
not a
like
ton of like
add
there's
a
not a ton of
rule.
dual color cards here. NSP might be one of the more coherent decks you could try and put together.
Yeah, I think NSP would be your thing. And you could maybe,
NSP, Hexablau, I think you had just enough stuff because
I
you got two
think,
lions.
yeah, I feel like NSP might be the what funny enough the thing that saves you, because you could make like an NSP Vortex deck, and you can make an NSP Puppet deck, because
Yeah,
NSP branches into both yellow and green quite
yeah.
consistently.
So you might be able to like link things, but I think it'd be interesting enough where like there's not really these amazing tribal decks because even looking at it is like yeah you've got a lot of blue stuff, but it's like half of it's NSP. So,
Half of it's NSP, the other half is the one line from like two lines from Hex. That's
yeah.
kind of it there.
I mean,
Um,
maybe that would be the problem with it. Maybe it's because you could literally only play NSP. Maybe it's like actually a bad pick. But
yeah, I know.
in my mind, for some
Lewis would
reason,
love it.
in my mind, I kind of was thinking that you had like a full set of stuff for the green and the yellow
Hmm.
Liberator decks, but no, you really don't actually. But maybe it's funny just to force it.
Like,
But my ability to think about the exact cards in sets and how
hmm.
complete the deck was on release. I feel like Mountain BT13 was so good until you reminded me that Royal Knights was in there.
I was flicking through. I thought, oh, this looks pretty fun, and I noticed, like, oh, hang on a minute, you literally just got given Royal Knights in this set.
I mean,
It's like,
I
oh,
guess
people would literally probably
technically
just
you
play
do
Royal
have
Knights.
access to every promo card, right? So
Yeah,
maybe you could fight it with some of the promos. You could tech some stuff in.
yeah, you could. You could probably find a way. I think it could be pretty interesting. Um, I talking about it made me think, oh, what if we did a funny locals where or even if it's just like a casuals, but we just tell people in advance, oh, we're going to be making these decks if anyone wants to join us and have some fun with them. Um, what if we did Liberators only, but we also made it so that every Liberator can evolve off Liberator?
You just turn Liberator into like all the modern decks.
But like, yeah, and then just but everything can just branch off each other. I think that could be
I'm still gutted
so crazy to see
my
what people would
crackpot
do.
theory that Liberator was going to end with like its own version of Omnimon, and that you'd get like a line that could connect the two decks. I'm kind
Mm,
of sad that that never turned out to be a thing that came true.
yeah, like if they made like that's what Vortex Drummond should have been. Like, to know, to be fair, because like a whole bunch of people got sevens, but like
I think it would have been cool if
if
they all
they
ended up
didn't give
becoming
everyone
Jogress
their own
sevens.
seven, and they just made the one seven, and they made it so it's like they could have just done like a Chimeramon style DNA, but like so like it's
Yeah,
just
the
any
problem
two
is
colors,
we would have
but
needed more lines that let you um combine. We would have
yeah,
needed some dual color like versions, or at least we would have needed stuff that could evolve on either color.
yeah,
Because the issue is you would end up basically having to they just didn't make it really possible to mix the Liberator decks at all. So
yeah.
you would have ultimately needed some kind of like glue, and then you're basically rebuilding the entire deck at that point.
Mm. I think it's
You could
also
maybe keep the top
yeah,
end if you made sure that like you had fives that were like dual color, so you could keep all the old top end cards, or maybe you could even have like four, like maybe there's a world where you have the fours and fives are dual colors, and then you can leave the sixes and the threes as they are,
yeah.
and then you just have like a glue that's just the mid end,
Hmm.
and then you could have maybe still had a Jogras.
Yeah.
But you would have needed to basically completely replace the level fours and fives.
So true. My
At
other
minimum. At
my other
minimum.
thing was that if we had like the seven that just is just two rainbow jogresses, you have it so that its effect would be solely reliant on you having like um Liberator Reliance for it to work, so that way it's not just splashable in anything. But you'd also have to have it so that every other character was treated like Shoto, where he has two megas that he likes to use, his Liberator one and
Yeah.
his non-Liberator one. And like
You
every
also
character would have needed to been treated like that, and then the other mega, the non-Liberator, would have to be like two colors, so that way you get that kind of like, oh, it's not just mixing like two yellows together. It's a yellow, and technically I'm also mixing purple or whatever. I don't
you also theoretically could have
know.
done that as well. This one's a bit more. This is probably even more crackpot, but it
Mhm.
gets to the point where maybe you could do it. Is if they released a dual tamer,
Mhm.
like a series of dual tamers for the different decks, and then like the dual tamer effect basically says like your liberators of this color can evolve on your liberators of this color as if they were this color.
Ah, dude, I
Um,
love that. I
so you could
love
be
that
like
idea.
all
The
your green
tamer is
liberators can
giving
evolve on
them,
yellow, but yeah.
yeah. Oh, I love that idea. The tamer is giving them the black box text.
However,
That's really cool. No,
it
I
would be
like
a
that.
hella risky way to do it, right? Because it's like, what if you just don't find the tamer, and then you're like, so
You'd
it'd
have
be a
to
bit
like
rough.
maybe make it so that no, because I don't want to just keep reverting to this kind of like way to fix a Digimon and just go, oh well, until you find a tamer, at least the Digimon, the other Mega has a oh, I can reduce my play cost if I have a thing. It's like, nah, I don't want to just. Part of me doesn't want to just revolt to that, but it might be the only way to fix that. So
Yeah.
yeah, if
Or
you
you do a
don't see
little
the
bit of what we
tamer,
were
you can at least
saying,
hard
where
play these
like,
guys.
yeah, or just some level 4s that would be a bridge.
Yeah.
So you get like a dual color 4 that works or something
Hmm.
along with it, so that like at least while you're looking for, and maybe the 4 also like digs for a tamer for you, so it's like
Yes.
there's a sort of a way
Yeah.
up that's a bit more reasonable.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Or
That
you
could be a
have
fun like design idea in general, though.
yeah, you can have the tamer that can do it, but you can also have one level 4 that can do it for you as well. But like
Yeah.
the tamer, because the tamer will be like your primarily where you want to do it because it will always be there. But at least you have like one level 4 in your deck that if you just leave it around and don't evolve on it, you have that effect as well. Where it's just like,
Yeah.
your
That could
Liberator
be interesting.
sixes can evolve on any color or something
Anyway,
like that.
I'm gonna have to leave you to finish this one on your own, but
No worries. Thank you
it
very much
was a
for
good chat.
joining me. It was a
Yeah,
very
thanks,
good chat,
man.
very good picks and everything.
I feel like I derail the conversation every time I join this thing.
That's so good. We kept it Digimon though this time.
It's true.
Right.
Hey, I didn't derail to Pokemon last
No,
time.
I
You
did it.
asked me a
I did it. I
question.
did that. Don't worry, I did that. I take full responsibility.
Alrighty then.
Thank you
Well,
very
I'll see you
much.
around, buddy.
I'll see you
Have a good
next
one.
time.
Bye.
Bye. That was Joe. Thank you very much for joining us, Joe. Um, that's a really good question, Alex. Thank you very much for that one. I definitely, if you are listening, I want you to make these decks with me, and I want to have fun with that. Um, Again, so long as we read that question correctly, that it's essentially a pre-release style rule with the addition of every P promo card um, that this game has had. I think that could be really, really fun. I have to see if I have enough EOS mons though. If I don't, then I'll have to go to the X one that I was thinking of. That could be really, really cool. Yeah, so I definitely like that one. But my pick for a future set. My pick for a future set. So, alright, let me just read that question again, though, just so I'm making sure I got the exact wording down. What would your next set idea be? Ah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, I definitely have my idea for a next set style that I would like to see. And in this case, I kind of want to see come back, and that is EX1 style, EX1 art style homage set. Um, I just really love that at the beginning. That was probably like one of my favorite things that this card game did for the card game. And that was actually paying homage to where it essentially all began, with the Digicar, um, with the Cardarasu style um, card design. I thought that was really cool. It was a really good way of saying thank you, Digimon players, for playing this. Primarily, it's mostly a thank you, Japanese players, because we America ruined that when they merged it over. But if you want a history on that, check out Jay Witz. He did a really good video on that. If you don't know about that, but I would really like them to bring that card style back. I kind of miss them floating that into booster sets as well. I think they did that. Um, I know the card arts are basic and simple, but I just thought it was really cool, especially when they kept when they did the special alternate arts and they literally did the exact same card design with like the box on the top and that kind of thing. So I definitely like to do that. And you could probably just make the whole set homage that. So you could pick cards and Digimon that you haven't done and moved over yet. Um, and do it that way. Yeah, there would be no new Digimon, but you could throw new Digimon there. You could throw Digimon that didn't who were not introduced in the Cardarasu style one Digicast style game. And just do them in those kind of art styles. Like imagine having like a Gekomon in the Gardarasu style, Digicast style. I think that could be really cool. It'd be really simple, but it'd be in a style that you haven't seen Gekomon in yet. Which I think could be a really cool way of doing it. Um, yeah, so I think actually that might just be my answer to that one. Uh, a a Digicar theme set. I think would be really cool. Um, and you can keep up supporting old. You can keep supporting um, your current Digimon, that kind of thing, like your current theme that you want to like keep on supporting. Like let's say Data Squad and Beat Break still haven't finished yet. You can still support those, but you can just support them in the Digicast style, and I think it'd be really cool. Um, it's just something that they used to do before, and I thought was really good. Really good respects and that kind of thing. I'd like them to do it again and bring it back. Um, and those are my answers to those questions. Thank you again, Alex, and thank you for putting those questions in. I really enjoyed looking through and trying to like answer them myself. Um, I know I really should like try and have an answer beforehand, but I quite like the idea of like having an on the spot answers. Like, okay, I have to really go through, and that way, I hope you enjoy me trying to like work an answer in. Like, you can hear me work an answer instead of me like having one pre-made in advance. I hope that's really fun. Um, but again, everyone, if you have any questions that you would like to have answered here on the channel by me and my other fellow stream members, post them in all in the comments below, and we'll get to those in the next episode. So I guess going into the main phase, if I have anything for the main phase, I quite like the what we've done so far, but if I was just like go through what I played at my last recent locals. I played Gamamon. So if you're waiting for a Gamamon list, I'm still working on the deck. I don't know if I've just had some really bad luck or if I've just been playing really badly, but I'm still trying to figure out a locals list for Gamamon. He's had some tough competition. To the point where he's making me think on the Arcturus style of the deck. I don't know if that is the way to go for it as of yet. It was very annoying. I was talking about this with Appy, and I'm like, in testing when I had like the proxies printed, it felt so good. Like, I didn't feel like there was a deck that I couldn't beat. I felt like the way I was trying to like go for it was really, really good. But as of yet, it's been struggling. Um, again, maybe I'm just bad luck. Maybe I just got some bad luck lately. But it feels like everything I've faced off against either has a way to avoid D-Digivolve, which is very interesting because everyone's saying that's the best answer at the moment in the format. I'm thinking, I'm not too sure. Still, a lot of TS decks are just hard slamming things. You can't D-Digi it. I had a very tough match into ME, and it's like, oh no, they saw Machine Dramon. Now I can't Arcturus you. Great. And I can't. Um, and so, yeah, it's been quite struggling. Against the Shambhala decks, though, is when Arcturus really shines. So it's like, okay, cool. Arcturus is like your best answer to the Shambhala decks. But in my matchup against Joe, I didn't see it. It's very annoying. I had 3 copies as well, like, but I just took one out. It's amazing how taking one card out of something can really change the consistency into seeing something. You'd think with like your 8 rookies and 4 options, you'd find a darn thing. um, yeah, so I'm like trying to like revamp it. I did see one winning list on Twitter who managed to beat 2 ME decks, so that is definitely giving me hopes. So I was really in the mood that maybe ME is just a lose that we just accept. This is like, oh, Emmy just counters us. But if he managed to beat 2 ME decks, it's definitely not the case. So, so it's definitely something I need to look into. I've been advised that maybe the way I need to play is aggro early, put them into a tight spot, and then Arcturus control later. And by that, it's you build your serious stack first. And then when that gets outed, you now have the sources in trash, and then you just hard drop Arcturus, like you just assemble Arcturus. Because that's kind of like something I haven't been utilizing in Gamma, is that Arcturus does have assembly, so I can just play it for 7, which is pretty good. Play it for 7, deal with the threat, taunt it, because that was another thing I was kind of like noticing in the Emmy matchup. It's that I couldn't safely taunt anything, which was like, oh damn. If I can't taunt it, I'm not removing it through battle, or I'm not having it kill me. So it's like, that's interesting. So that was a thing I need to really, really think about. But yeah, this is kind of like the thing that I've been thinking about for Gammamon. So if you're questioning why isn't an updated Gamma list, I'm still working on it. still working on it. Another thing I'm thinking about doing with Virus Busters is, because that's like my other deck of thinking of, it's also in the same mindset of Gammamon. It's like, what if I took Gammamon and had the Virus Buster core? So your main strategy is primarily using the VB core, go into Andromon and Wergurumon, and then you just evolve into your Gamma top ends that way. You are taking away like a lot of your Gamma cards, so you might just think, oh, it's just a VB deck. Really, it's not really like a Gamma deck anymore. But you have your Gamma flavoring in there, which is kind of like my like selling point to me about it. So I kind of like the idea of like doing the DNA into like Andromon Spring, going to a 6 for 1, if it's serious, or Arcturus for 2. You keep your aggression in there. You get to get into your top ends quite quickly. Your setup is sometimes a bit more convenient. With like your Better Gammon, your Virus Buster field spell, that kind of thing, like helping you set up your things a bit quicker. Virus Busters being another form of like odd form of consistency, because then you're getting pieces out of your security that you may be needing. And I was also like then thinking, oh well, I can also then still take in like maybe like a Strongest of Brothers or 2. And that way, when you are doing your hyper aggression with your Arcturus and your Sirius, you can still like get your tucking effects, do whatever, and then Brothers into Proxima. But then you also still have like Proxima for a DNA play. It also then just makes Proxima a bit more consistent. As in like a consistent aggro piece. As opposed to like playing Gammamon Pure, where he's still not like your aggro piece. He's still your more of a control piece, and if he lives a turn, then I can be aggressive with him. Whereas like in Virus Busters, it's just like, nah, he is your aggression. Because you're doing your 2 checks with Sirius, or your 1 piecing check with Arcturus, and then you have like your Virus Busters to play out the other dude. Primarily you're swinging with Sirius and you're Virus Busting out Arcturus. And then your Niamon then progresses you into Proxima for another 2 checks. So you just gain like a lot of aggression in theory quickly. So like, again, so long as your assembled trash is set up for your Arcturus mon. Otherwise he's costing 10 memory. Which you don't really want to give right now. Yeah, depending on the deck, you don't really want to give him 10 memory. So, especially when in the BB deck, you don't have your kind of Ice one for protection for proxy. You just have forms of decode. Um, so that's going for you. But that's something I'm looking into, something I'm thinking of trying out. So you might see that list at some point. I managed to finally finish the picture for Omnimon. I got all three alternate arts for Wargrey, Melga, and Omni, so I'm quite happy with that at local. So thank you, Shurag, for that. Um, and I've gotten finally my piece, most of the pieces for Metal Empire. So do expect a profile for that in the future. It's either going to be my own Metal Empire profile or I might get Crash to do it. Chris has been doing very well with Metal Empire. He's been doing a lot of testing on it. So next time I see him, I'll ask him for a profile so you can get a good hands-on. Again, another different face and voice for the channel for you guys to enjoy. And their take on a deck that they're really like playtesting and enjoying. So stay tuned to the channel for that one. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope all of you tamers enjoyed this episode of the Applink. Thank you very much, Joe, for joining me on this one. I know he's gone, but still, he's listening. I don't know. Thank you very much for that. I hope all of you tamers enjoyed it. And again, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Alex, I want to play. I want to play that format. I'll make a deck. I'll make a deck. You've got to make a deck now for that. So again, we'll catch you all you tamers next time, and until next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling! Bye.